Welcome everyone to Nexus Gaming Series. I'm your host, DB Smiley. Coming at you with some Division C East action here. Do It Right versus Boogan squad, as I need to briefly reprimand the teams. I'll reprimand Ronan a bit later about not giving me a countdown. Ripperoni. Ronan, if you're watching the stream, shame on you. For shame. For shame. Shame, shame, shame. I don't have a bell, so my keys will work. But with that, always give me a warning, because it helps me transition to sound a bit more nicely. Nonetheless, jumping into this match, we showed the standings. Both these teams pretty safely in the playoffs right now. Do It Right technically could fall out, but it just doesn't seem particularly likely at the moment. What is likely, though, is that Boogan squad, they want to move up into those top two seeds. They're going to need a domination tonight to do it. Do It Right, on the other hand, could potentially move up into that 4-5 matchup in the playoffs if they're managing to get a win tonight. So, let's see what happens here. But, we see a Joanna banned. She's just been incredibly prevalent as a tank. Leoric and Dahaka banned out, as well as Junkrat here on Towers of Doom. Do It Right chose to go with map pick. They chose this map. Boogan squad going to jump onto ETC first and foremost. Hero that has definitely been very popular this season. Gone from, you know, kind of like a third tank behind Anubarak into Diablo to being really just a top tier tank in every respect. Being currently at a 61% popularity rate, 56% win rate, but they're countered by Anubarak and Azmodan. We haven't really seen as much Azmodan this season. Only a 9% popularity rate, despite kind of the high pick rate in, you know, YOLO leagues that you might see. So we'll see how that pick works out here. And here we see Anduin, and I've been just seeing more and more Anduin as the season has progressed. Actually, I don't think I've ever looked at his stats all season. We can take a quick gander at that. Currently, 41% popularity rate, so rather popular with a very high KDA of 7. Man, moving through this draft at a clip, so... The Azmodan pick suggests to me that what they might try to do is just bully one lane, and then use the Azmodan. I wouldn't even be surprised to see an invasion Azmodan, and the goal be to just... We're going to hyper-siege the map, and we're going to just try to win by running around you, not trying to run through you. But there is a Vala with a Brightwing. That is an interesting choice. Not one I'd normally expect to see. Vala can be quite squishy. The Brightwing, I think, is going to struggle a bit, especially with as much damage as we just saw come out here. With the Rainer and the Kael'thas and the Thrall, we'll see if it works. Hannibal gonna jump onto Zul. It's a hero he's picked quite a lot. So this is definitely, to me, looks like, hey, we're not even gonna try to win shrines, we're not even gonna try to fight, we're just gonna try to siege up here. And that's their goal. And, you know, it's a way to play the map. We'll see if it works out. I don't know what to think of it right now. Other than to say, you know, on the face of it, it is a meta draft versus a cheese draft. And I think Boogan squad has shown that they're a pretty good team. Very good team at the moment. So maybe this is a way to try to avoid kind of getting into risky team fights that they maybe don't like their chances with. And Do It Right instead is just going to try to out macro to win. It's an idea. But we're getting set up here. Getting a couple last things done. But we'll go ahead and introduce both teams now. So on the left, it's Do It Right. We're going to have Ronan on Anubrak, Iceman on Vala, Hannibal going to be on Zul in the top lane at the moment, Lady Ronan on Azmodan, and then the Merovingi going to be on Brightwing. And over on the right, it's Boogan squad, Tom Peace on Anduin, Aunt Bella's going to be on Raynor, Bummer Not going to be on ETC, Michael going to be on Thrall, and Mantis going to be on Zul. Jumping right into it. Taking a look at those level 1 talents, we see Beetles out of a new Barak. Vala is going to likely be going into multi-shot build from the look of it. Interesting to see Shade chosen. I guess to deal with the Raynor auto attack, but as opposed to something like Backlash, or which has kind of been the meta pick. But Brightwing going with the Z build, I would expect a Q follow-up. There's a hard engage under the wall onto Raynor on Camp Bella's. Actually, ETC taking a lot of damage, getting peeled out by Anduin with Trait. Azmodan, though, gonna stack dunks, and right now we are seeing Zul and Thrall up in the top lane. Nobody in the mid lane to gather any soak at the moment. Unclear how's it going to play played. Okay, possibly a 4-man rotation. Azmodan actually going to start their siege camp. A noob rotating up mid. No, it's going to be Zul double soaking, but this is not a super safe position. I would have liked to have seen Bummernot actually power slide there and just go for that engage. I think they thought the bush was unsafe, perhaps. But Zul going to keep doing his double soak thing. They're all going to try to keep up, but Zul should win that race. Sapper's picked up here in the bottom. It looks like we're going to see Do It Right try to push these in. Meanwhile, Kel'Thas starting up their Sappers, ETC zoning. Level 4's coming in. Do It Right. Invasion up here. Ronan on the point. Looks like Sappers were successfully stolen. Ronan wanting to engage this fight. So right now, Boogan squad playing very, very safe. Not wanting to overcommit too early and possibly lose soak. I think they recognize that, hey, their strategy is just push, 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 and go from there. But, looks like we have some DCs here. Bummernot and Michael disconnecting. Hard to tell if that was temporary. Bummernot is back. Thrall's attempting to rejoin. No one paused, so I assume everything's okay. Meanwhile, looks like we're seeing a split. Actually, we're seeing a pause here. We're going to see a split on top. We're going to see Ronan channel. Yeah. Keep in mind I cannot type in all, so hopefully they got the memo from the last time I casted them, and Ronan just knows, like, hey, we don't need to wait for the caster to stay ready. He's ready. So, we'll see. Alright, looks like we're going to hop right back into it. DCs are over with. Lady Ronan's still going to get this channel in the back. I don't expect any interrupt in time. And Zul's actually channeled. Thrall, meanwhile, has not. So we'll see what happens here in terms of... It looks like they're going to go ahead and give them the gentleman split all the same. Zul's soaking this top lane. Going to possibly double soak the top lane. But push in coming here in the bottom is where our attention is. Right now, Zul winning that rotation, as you would expect. Just being able to spawn minions of his own definitely helps him push in against the Thrall. Now, a big wave of soak coming here mid for Zul should enable level 7 to be very close on the side of Do It Right, as they are continuing to push in a bit. Asmo hearthing there just to get some mana. 3v3 at the moment, 3v2 at the moment, excuse me. But not really taking too many risks in terms of pushing up, even with minions under tower. Vala trying to poke that well out, but taking some damage, gonna have to retreat now. Now, Brightwing did not go Q build, so we saw Magic Spit to reduce her cleanse cooldown. And now we're seeing Peekaboo. And Peekaboo is very good on this map. And it'll be good to give Vala quite a lot of extra HP at the start of a team fight. That said, the Q build really does bring some fantastic healing throughput if you're reliable at hitting it. So, with as much AoE damage as Kael'thas brings, that certainly makes me a bit nervous. But Living Bomb now onto Ronin, actually going to take him out, and he spreads it to Iceman, so that's going to secure a kill as well. No. Interrupt. Good interrupt. Brightwing now in a bit of a trouble, but she's going to be able to walk away, but still with the Anubrak kill. Well-timed, should potentially allow for an invade here. Zul's still soaking the top, but the XP has been equalized at the moment. Zul going to root Thrall, but without that instant root, Lady Ronin won't be able to get the channel too easily, though she is halfway done with it. I think it's going to go through. That will keep Do It Right their 4-point lead in the game. Despite the death there, Brightwing able to soak bottom during this time, so should enable level 10s to come in for Do It Right a little bit quicker. Sappers being taken. Lady Ronin going to spot this out, but not really going to be able to do anything with it other than get some dunk stacks. There's a power slide on the Vala and a root Living Bomb. She's dead. Or is she? No, she's fine. She escaped. Pixie Dust for the win. So, hard commit there, but... Okay, looks like we're getting a pause again. So, we'll see what happens. Taking a look. ETC did go Pinball Wizards. That'll help blow up that Vala. Raynor. Pretty standard build. Sun King sure you're doing quite good. We are getting a multi-shot Brightwing build. Yeah, right now we're kind of just in a holding pattern. We'll see what happens here. I just realized, did the last pause, have we actually been following me correctly? Please post in chat if it's not been following correctly. I've been on my second screen here. I use 2 accounts, so there's a reason I do that. But, right now, just taking a look, Zul, whoopsies, that was a zoom in. Right now, we're seeing Thrall trying to catch up with Zul in these rotations. Zul doesn't really have anything to soak, so he can run bot a bit sooner to the next shrine, which will be here, but we don't even really have the timer yet, so we'll see what we can do. Meanwhile, though, front wall is down. I don't know if we're going to get the invasion. I mean, Asmon ain't going with a dunk build, but we'll see what we can do. We had a full internet DC, so, and it was ETC who disconnected. They're all still here. We'll see what happens. We're going to take a brief break. We'll be right back. Alright, looks like we're getting back here, everyone, so we're gonna hopefully jump back into the game. We are seeing both teams confirming their readiness, so should be able to hop back in just 1 second. So, with that, we are approaching level 10 here for Do It Right. They are close. They definitely, I think, want to try to make something with this level 10, so you're going to see them push up here, but they don't really have sappers to push in with, and by the time they walk away and get them, that might enable Boogan Squad to get level 10 themselves. Boogan Squad, on the other hand, playing very safe, and you kind of got to respect that. We got the Blink Heal out of Brightwing, Skeletal Mages. Asmodan did go Black Pool, so not seeing that kind of invasion cheese I expected. Cocoon and Rain of Vengeance, but now level 10 here. The Boogan Squad at Stage Dive, Rainer's Raiders, Earthquake, Light Bomb, and it is the Pyroblast, so gonna probably try to focus that on the Vala. Risky choice in the Brightwing because of her Spell Shield. Potentially a gank here. Let's see if anything comes of it. ETC gonna step up, separate out the team. There's the Cocoon into the back line, onto the Kael'thas. Here comes a big dunk. Does quite a bit of damage. ETC now rooted quite low, gets the cleanse from Anduin. Now Thrall on the backside, gonna root a Nubarak and have to run away, but meanwhile, this should enable at least a Sapper camp to be grabbed here before, and actually they did grab the shots there, excuse me. On the side of Do It Right. Do It Right grabs the shots. They go up by 8 points. They're going to get their sappers as well. Zul's still down here in the bottom, so possibly a hard commit for a fort. Here comes the engage onto Kael'thas. Light Bomb not there in time to save him. Great engage. Asmodan getting a ton of damage. Vala with the follow-up. And now I'll push in onto this bottom fort. So really selling out for bottom fort as is expected. Potentially... gonna lose some soak and XP there. Apologies for the cost, but there down goes that bottom fort, and there are sappers available to be grabbed. Let's see how they choose to play this. Do they send Zul away now to go back and double soak, or are they gonna just try to focus hard on pushing in the sappers? Two ways really to play this, but looks like we are gonna see a hard commit to pushing in these sappers, trying to grab 3 shots. It is a bottom shrine. Thrall, though, now rotating in, so we do have a 5v5 here in this bottom lane. The sappers now coming up, but they're not synced up very well with a minion wave, so it might have a hard time getting over here. But here comes the engage. Light Bomb with the power slide. That was an amazing Light Bomb. It's going to be able to kill onto Zul with the stun that comes off that. Ronan trying to get away from Thrall, now getting turned around on. Gonna back up. There was a good dunk there from Asmodan as well, but this should, despite the death, still allow the channel to come in. So this is the advantage of getting that fort. And actually, in that process, Raynor goes down to Vala, and then with the help of the Asma dunk, another kill on the Kael'thas, so just kind of staying there a bit too long. And this is an opportunity now for Do It Right to try to get a big win here. They're already up quite a bit, as they got 5 shots off that last shrine. That puts them up by a margin of 13 points. That's nothing to sneeze at. You know, by default, the triple altar phase is typically worth 12, 4 points per team. But now, I mean, you're looking at it, and that's triple altar phase still 2 phases away. But now there's a big chance, as we are seeing once again a defense here onto the bot here in the graveyard, which is actually what the bottom structure is called. It is called the graveyard. So ooh. There's an engage. Light Bomb gets the stun. Brightwing comes in though. Shields Zul. ETC power slides in, but he's a bit deep. Could get engaged on. Needs the Anduin cleanse. Raynor gonna get stunned. ETC goes down to the Asma dunk though in the neutral zone. So Boogan Squad having a really hard time engaging at this point. Thrall gonna find a Zul here mid. Zul gonna root Thrall in return. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. Triple altar face. Sorry, I was wrong in my count. That's right, because they moved it from the 5 to the 4, and I always forget that. So triple altar face. Sappers, though, going to get grabbed in the bot. Going to be an alternative objective. Other sappers coming up, so this could be a double sapper cap here, in fact. Zul, going to go for the channel. Thrall will go for the interrupt, but Lady Ronin and Iceman here to stall as well. This is still, though, Anubarak in the bot. They managed to grab those shots. That's 5. I think at this point you can give this up and try to push sappers and bot, but Anub now rotating in, and Michael could get split off. He's getting the focus. Light Bomb, though, going to enable the stun and the kill on Davala as well as Anubarak. Now Lady Ronin walking away, so this is a chance for Boogan Squad to get back into this one. There are sappers bot. ETC going to stage dive in, blow the ult just to make sure that the sappers are not able to push in too much. Meanwhile, we are seeing a rotation now down for Thrall. It looks like we will probably see an attempt to flip the bottom keep back. So yeah, each keep on this map actually has a different name. So for example, here you have the lumber mill. The lumber there. Up here, I believe, is the mines. That's correct. Down here in the bottom right is the graveyard. Bottom left is the farm, I believe. Middle left is the town. Top left is... No, wait, top left's lumber mill. What's middle right? Anyone remember? I don't remember. Bottom right converted back here.
We have lost.
I can't remember what the middle right is. The forge, maybe? Top sappers getting engaged on by Boogan Squad with the level 16 advantage now. They're kind of giving up all that soak to hard push bot. It worked to help them get a lead, but it's not holding. Here comes a hard engage on to Raynor, and despite the pinball wizard chunking Iceman, Vala will stay alive. So getting a big kill at a big time. Azmodan continuing to stack, by the way. Already up to 340, so doing quite well. As we are going to have top and, or mid and bottom shrine. There we go. Root there actually onto Iceman to slow the invade. Here comes the Earthquake Light Bomb. Once again, ATC with the power slide. Getting a good stun duration, but just not securing any kills, so the Living Bomb is proving problematic. And Hannibal just brought Living Bomb into 2 teammates. That will probably be a lost team fight now. Mantis goes down. The Pyroblast is there, but there's no way it's surviving. Down goes Zul. Anubarak managed to get out there. Azmodan going to be able to get out there, but Anubarak actually channeling the bottom at the moment. But that was just a situation where if Hannibal does not bring that Living Bomb back into his team, I absolutely think Do It Right can win that fight. But with Sun King's Fury, as well as just all the other abilities that proc off Living Bomb, you can't spread it. And that was just... I mean, it was a max range spread, but it was still a spread. Vala being a bit annoying here, but no healing right now, and there's a stage dive, and that's what you get for sticking around too long. Light Bomb could secure the kill onto Anubarak, and does. Cocoon used there as well, so... Boogan Squad with a chance to get back. They're still down 12 points. They need to start converting structures. Looking like they're going to want to turn their attention to bottom. Bummer not actually taking quite a bit of damage there. Skeletal Mage is coming out just to help defend, but there's no real teamfight potential here at the moment. In fact, it's a 3v5. So a lot of ults used there. Well, not a lot of ults, but a large cooldown ult. A lot of cooldown seconds used there. Zul running off to double soak. We are getting to a point in this game where level 20 seems probable, barring Brightwing. I'm not sure what that retreat angle was. I do not know what that retreat angle was, but it was not the one Brightwing wanted. So that's going to be a fort converted. And that's going to open up, although fort converted back, so that's going to turn into potentially 8 points of channel. Do we see a move on to boss? Looks like we do, though ETC could stage dive up. Iceman wanting to start this. This is very risky without Brightwing, and I think it's going to get spotted out. It's a pretty obvious move. Looks like it's going to get engaged on. A noob zoning. Team managed to get boss. Stage dive comes in late. Michael now low, but down goes Vala. So they're getting value on the map. The problem is they kind of just keep dying on the side of do it right. So if they can fix that dying thing, I think they'll be okay. They can trade structures down here in the bottom, maintain an 8-point lead. Next shrine's going to be a solo shrine mid. So it's going to be unlikely to be a win condition unless they get a 5-man team wipe or they get some really big macro play here. Maybe usually proc off by a pick off. We'll see how they do. Do it right. Cleans up the bottom lane.
The tower is mine.
Mid lane here. 4 members of Boogan squad. Hovering mid. Looking like they want to just try to get some siege value here. Open up some potential to take keeps, and top keep going to be their focus at the moment. As they burn it down, but going to get traded out with the bottom keep, which is typically the stronger lane on this map. But they're going to be able to respond with sappers up here in the top, potentially 3 points. On the other side, 3 points here in the bottom lane with the sappers down here. It is a solo shrine as well. I think taking the other sappers right now is too risky. I don't want to see them do it. They're going to do it all the same. Brightwing going to see this rotation coming in. ETC could stage dive this. A really awkward moment here. Here's the level 20 engage. Crowd pleaser hits 3, but a great cocoon there, and they're going to kill Raynor before the light bomb can pick. The problem is Iceman now on the wrong side. Gonna have to rotate away. Thrall trying to go for this kill, but Rodin rotates in, and now, oh my goodness, almost goes down, but the heal is there. No. The sappers managed to kill Thrall, but Manus is gonna get this channel at the moment. But how many sappers are down here? I believe 4? So that's gonna leave 2 shots left on the core. Oh no, oh they have potentially game ending here. It's up to Raynor and Kael'thas to defend this, or Anduin and Kael'thas to defend this, and they just went down. And those were... No, 1 sapper died. So 1 point on the core. Kael'thas did manage to kill a sapper. But very Monka-S at the moment in this game here. As the sappers did go on top, making it a 7-1 game. Let's see what Do It Right decides to do here. I think they want to convert their top fort back, but it's not a bad idea to grab mid fort while they have pretty much a free opportunity to do it. They have all day to grab this mid fort. Grab mid and then rotate back to their side. Kael'thas playing safe, needs to be careful about the engage. So, mid fort is converted. Looking like they want to defend bot lane though. Want to defend that opportunity to try to end with sappers. We are going to get sapper camps up here, and I believe it's Cocoon used. They might want that cooldown later. That's a 70-second cooldown used for not really a real reason that I saw. But Sapper's up in 20. This is a split objective, though. And so this absolutely favors Do It Right. If they can just zone enough to have someone be able to channel in the back, they'll be good. I like this aggression, but I would have liked to have seen a hard engage there onto Thrall, who was isolated out. Here comes the Earthquake, though. Level 20s here for both teams. Stage dive onto the backline. Gonna hit 3. Vala getting focused. Gonna go down. Pyroblast was used there as well. And so this is now an opportunity for Boogan squad to come back and end the game. The Living Bomb is gonna secure the kill onto Zul and Brightwing. And now they just won the game. So I don't know why they didn't just try to kill Thrall real quick before the full engage came, but great comeback there by Boogan squad, and that's going to be the game. There we go. Boogan squad trails most of the game. Comes back late. Those sappers up in the top definitely paying dividends. But we're going to get set up here for game number 2. So we'll be right back. Thank you for watching. Welcome back, everyone. Next gaming series, DB Smiley here, bringing you Do It Right versus Boogan Squad. Boogan Squad coming back in a big way to win map number 1. Give themselves a lead in this series. They won with a single point of health on their core, on Towers of Doom. So very clutched out victory off that last team fight. We'll see how Do It Right comes back from that. It can be hard to come back from a map that you lose in that kind of fashion. Leoric going to be the first ban. He's been a pretty prevalent solo laner to kind of just describe his position. He's been up there. I imagine he's in the top 3. Oh no, actually lower popularity than I expected. 26% popularity, but a good win rate. Joanna gonna get banned out as well. We saw Boogan squad ban out Joanna in first pick ETC on the last match. Oh, excuse me. This is correct me. This is actually Boogan squad's map pick. Excuse me. So just a quick update. This is Boogan squad since we have first pick going over to do it right. Now, next draft pick. What's it going to be? It's going to be Gul'dan. Gul'dan, great shrine control onto the map. I definitely get the Kel'Thas ban given how much trouble Do It Right had with the last game. But Gul'dan, pretty popular pick on this map for the shrine control. But there we see the first pick ETC once again. This time switching teams out. Will be Ronin grabbing that. This does leave up something like Diablo Alexstrasza, which is an incredibly powerful combo on this map, and given Alexstrasza's range, a decent way to deal with ETC.
It's a perfect day for some mayhem.
But Junkrat going to be grabbed here. It was banned out in the last game, so potentially a comfort pick. Tom Peace is going to jump onto Stukov early, which Stukov can be good on the map with his silences, but needs something nice and bulky that gives reliable CC up on the front side. Something like a Blaze could be good for that in the bruiser role, something like Blaze Garrosh. A Nubrak is for now available. I don't expect that to stay, but who knows. We are going to see Anduin, so Lady Ronin sticking with that Asmodan. But Anduin going to grab tier. I like that pick better in the Brightwing. I just think that Brightwing struggles right now. And I don't think they got a lot of value off the global that Brightwing brings on the last match. It's a couple places maybe, but sticking with more meta support heroes. I like that choice. Third ban coming in. Anubarak? Or no, they wouldn't ban a tank. They would ban Zul. They're going to keep Hannibal off Zul. Which makes sense. Stukov does not have a cleanse. Though they would have Junkrat to help disengage it. But, see. I imagine, I meant Do It Right will probably ban Anubarak. I would be surprised if they did not. Then again, they have Asmodan to break it out quick, so maybe they're more worried about something else. They're worried about Thrall. Okay? I'm gonna take Thrall off the map, the CC and the poke damage that he brings. The Earthquake, I think, definitely was something that Do It Right had a hard time negotiating on the last game, so getting rid of that makes sense. Two picks to come. Boogan. Sylvanas, the single target assassin. There's the Anubarak. So Sylvanas can be very good on this map, obviously, with the Punisher, with the power he brings pushing in the lane. Shutting down, you know, a main structure while the Punisher's on it can be quite useful, though you can have some overlap with the Frozen Punisher, so you gotta be smart. But great single target assassin. That's Anduin a pretty good single target healer, so we'll see. Dahaka gonna be the choice out of Hannibal. And double global with the Faustad. Not the best teamfight comp on the side of Do It Right. Once again, seemingly focused on the macro, so we'll see if that can work for them. Michael gonna grab Arthas in the solo lane, which is a pretty good pick into Dahaka, since Dahaka can't get away if he gets rooted. The Brood also provides good setup for Stukov Silence, as does Anubarak, so very good synergistic isolation and blow up with the Sylvanas execute style from Boogan squad. So I like this draft quite a bit. On the other side, you know, ETC can be disruptive. Stukov, without a lot of mobility, can get engaged on by Dahaka and ETC fairly well. I don't know. We'll see how this map goes.
Prepare yourselves for battle, heroes.
But with that, we'll go ahead and introduce our teams for the second time tonight. On the left side, it's Do It Right. We're going to have Ronin on ETC. We're going to have Iceman on Falstad, Hannibal on Dahaka. We're going to have Lady Ronin on Asmodan, and the Merovingi on the Anduin. And on the right side, Boogan squad. We have Michael on Arthas. We have Bummerknot going to be on Anubarak. We have Mantis on Sylvanas. Tom Peace on Stukov. And we have Cambelas on Junkrat. So jumping into this, we're going to pull up our level 1 talents. Both teams doing a little poke to get started, but no hard commit. Falstad going with Gathering Storm. I've not seen that talent in a while. But if the map plays out like last time, it could actually get stacked pretty quickly. Though that said, you are going to be stacking. Stunks are up. You're going to be stacking Junkrat if you are stacking Gathering Storm. So interesting talent choice. Falstad not going to be in the solo lane as much. Keep an eye on how those stacks do. Meanwhile, Asmodan also trying to get stacked. But we are seeing a 4-man rotation. No one's staying bot to get the soak here. Kind of a full hard commit to mid lane. They want to get ahead in this 4-man rotation. Asmodan, or excuse me, Anubarak not disrupting, so they will be able to grab all. They only miss 1 minion there. Falstad Sangmin looking for stacking opportunities. And, yeah, with that, see, bottom camp currently being taken. So far has not been sniffed out by Boogan squad. So I think they're going to grab this neutral camp. Checking their siege. As Anubarak seeing like, hey, they're not here, guys, but not really helping at the moment just from where they're not. More you want to know where they are, and going to allow the camp to be taken. We'll get cleared up in the bottom here by Boogan squad, who once again are positioning aggressively, but going to get spotted out here by Anduin. Anduin rooting Anubarak. Now the silence, though. Falstad coming in on the flank. 4v4 fight at the moment. So here comes Arthas making a 4v5, but the camp was reset, so not an easy chance to take it. Falstad, Dahaka, meanwhile, has joined the fight from the solo lane. There's a cleanse on the ETC, separating him out. So a lot of fighting there, but not a lot of value for either team. Dahaka already rotating top. As Junkrat actually did not have his level 4 talent in time, so only has 3 stacks to his name. Very important for him to get that stacked up. Both teams doing their siege. Going to be a little bit slower to be taken on the side to Do It Right, but they are going to grab it. And it's going to be a bottom shrine. Junkrat with his trap in the bush there. Now moving it up the top bush, seeing the positioning. Good adjustment. Do It Right, pushing in. No, now having to retreat is Iceman. There's the focus with the Anubarak double combo. Power slide from ETC with the face melt going to disrupt that silence for the moment. But so far haven't really been able to move on to the point on the side to Do It Right. They're starting to lose the shrine game a bit, though. Anubarak getting separated out, and he's going to get blown up. The silence onto ETC, but Junkrat going to knock out the enemy team. Compy's still channeling that, but now breaking it off. Michael stepping up very aggressively. Here comes the heals from Stukov, but is it going to be enough? I don't know. No, Arthas goes down. Ronin is low, but he's still alive. And believe me, he is still alive. He's doing science, and he's still alive. He feels fantastic, and he's still alive. Nonetheless, though, Shrine has not been really fully secured here yet. 36 to 31. I've seen bigger comebacks. Anubarak burrowing in, finds Azmodan. Azmodan will go down, 38 to 32. Shrine is finally capped there. Focus onto Anubarak. Anubarak is low, but gonna be able to walk away. And so his Punisher now will get less value because of that death. Still 5-man clear. No one's solo-laning. There's a stun though from the spines onto ETC. Silence came in, as did the engage. Root coming out. Hits onto Sylvanas, but not really enough damage here to follow up to get the kills. Arthur's starting to rotate away now. ETC is over the wall. A noob tried to go for the burrow charge, couldn't quite hit it, but Ronan is not going to be able to get away from this. He's at this point just buying time, and down he goes. Brightwing has a high sustained healing output, but by high sustained healing output, it's like, it's not really effective heals. And so that's why, like, when you're dealing with a Kael'thas, where there's a lot of burst damage, it's just not super effective, because people will get low. And so Brightwing gets a lot of her healing off, like, while her allies are doing camps and stuff. And so that's not really the same as effective healing in team fights at all, is what I was talking about there, Lunchbox. Brightwing is a pretty bottom tier healer right now, and I say that as someone who absolutely loves playing Brightwing. Probably my favorite hero to play. She's just bottom tier at the moment. I mean, there's no way around that. We are seeing a pretty aggressive commit here by Boogan squad, trying to look to steal some camps. Focus on the Tom piece. Iceman once again being very aggressive, but that silence is going to secure his demise. So questionable engage there, the way the Falstad went in my mind. Arthas just checking top bruiser camp. Siege will get stolen here. Like, Lucio has an extremely high healing throughput, but at least he has a burst option. When Brightwing really just has no burst option at all for healing, if someone gets low, they kind of just have to leave the team fight. If Brightwing goes Q build, it helps because she gets a lot higher team fight sustain, but we didn't see a Q build Brightwing. So. Level 10s on the side of Boogan Squad, Massive Shove, Cocoon, Syndragosa, which is a common pick on this map, Wailing Arrow, and the Riptire. The level 10s just picked up for Do It Right. We have Light Bomb, Hinterland's Blast over the Mighty Guts, Black Pool, Isolation, and Mosh Pit. A lot of tools to disengage Mosh, though. That said, Mosh can affect Riptire. Bruiser Camp's gonna get grabbed up here on the top. And you always want to grab your Bruiser slightly later when you can. Not too late, but slightly later, just because then it will push the lane kind of towards your side a bit. That said, Michael now getting hit with the tongue. Anubarak gonna disengage. ETC was on the shrine, so wasn't there through the focus. Iceman gonna get hit with the Syndragosa. Kind of a death rattle Hinterland's Blast, but Riptire gonna chase him down and get ETC for the trouble. Anduin goes down, and Boogan Squad starting to take a big lead here in this game. They had the engage onto Arthas, but ETC wasn't there for the follow-up CC. He was up trying to start the shrine, and down he went. Now, still soaking this top lane. Looks like they want to reinvade this Do It Right. This is a risky strategy. They do still have Mosh Pit, though. Massive Shove, the only ult on the other side. ETC going to step into the Junkrat route. That's going to slow the engage. Gems are going to get polished off here. And that will be the second Immortal going over to Boogan's squad. Do It Right winning the first Immortal, but not really able to do too much with it. Dunk's coming in. Azmodan actually finishing his quest there. His level 1 quest. ETC tries to get cleansed out, does not. I mean, he doesn't finish, but hits the halfway point. Hinterland's Blast gonna be used there. Light Bomb, massive shove though, doesn't really enable anything. Anduin's gonna go down. And that's I think 6 kills in a row, I believe, for Boogan squad, certainly at least 5. Dahaka in the bottom doing a camp at the moment, but Syndragosa gonna be used to shut down the structure while they push up. Falstad baited Punisher over the wall at no HP, no chance for him to escape. Another death. That one rather unforced, unfortunately. This could be keep going down. This very probably is keep going down. Dahaka is Hearthing from doing camp, but I mean, unless that camp gets at least keep wall, this is pretty detrimental, all things considered. And it's not going to get keep wall. Probably won't even get fort. Dahaka is back now, clearing up this Punisher. But the Arcane Punisher does not mess around, and if you get jumped on it with a low HP hero, it's going to hurt. Looks like they might get fort. Impalers are not on the fort at the moment. They are on minions. So the minion wave coming up will buy time for Sylvanas to rotate down, so the fort will still be standing. But no structures lost yet for Boogan squad. They've opened up a big victory condition in that top lane, and they're currently invading the siege camp here. So, invaded Impaler camp's mid, gonna take their own as well. This Impaler camp gonna soften up this tower a bit. The next shrine is gonna be bottom, so this is a chance for Do It Right. If they can win the next shrine to get back into this game, they should easily be able to get a keep with it if they do, given that bot fort is already so weak. And they don't lose as much if it goes down, since their bot wall is still up. Root potential there, but we did not see Stukov go with the root combo. Rather going to be going with It Hungers, so relying on Team CC a bit, but Dahaka here is in a bad spot. Gonna get away for now. There's the cleanse actually pulling, I think, Dahaka. Oh, the Mosh is gonna save Dahaka, and there's the Light Bomb, and the Riptire goes down while it's moshed. Hannibal's still dying though, as is Falstad. As is Asmodan. And the Beast Steps have started. Arthas goes down up here. So ETC securing a kill. Now the question is, does ETC get away? There's no Cocoon. Good timing on the power slide. Gets stunned out though. There's the silence. Walks out of that. Went with the Encore. It's not a talent you see a lot. Especially when you go loudspeaker, only because you typically knock people so far away they don't get hit by the second Encore anyway. But Tempt the Steel Bruiser camp. Here comes an engage. This is 4v3 at the moment. Unless Dahaka has a Z up, this is very risky. Now 4v4 though, so ETC gonna step on. But Concussion Mine used. Junkrat though now in a bad spot, trying to focus Ronan. He's gonna go down. Ronan stay alive. So now though they're down. They don't have their Bruiser camp to push out top lane, and they are down still a level in XP, and it's a big level. They don't have their level 16 talent. Dahaka now is in a really bad spot. He cannot escape this Arthas. Gonna need some help here. Falstad coming down. Isolation used as well as the Essence. And Nubarak rotates in as well. But Hannibal actually with some good jukes there. Using the bush to get away from Arthas, and there's the cleanse. So that's a huge escape, and now Stukov goes down as he does. This is absolutely the chance Do It Right needed to take us to a game 3. Okay. So with that, this should be bottom shrine, and with the fort down, this will move straight onto keep wall. This is going to be a mortar Punisher, which comes with a lot of siege damage, but kind of the weakest in terms of team fight. There's no real CC potential, and the AoE generally fairly easy to avoid, given that it's rather small. But that said, they are going to have to contend with the fact that there's 2 Katas already stacked up top and a 3rd on the way. Looks like Dahaka is going to be the one to Hearth and deal with top lane, being able to Z into this bottom bush here. Or this one down here. 5 people on the defense. Root coming over the wall to bait it in. Punisher already taking quite a lot of damage, and Do It Right is just giving up on this. Not even getting front wall, really, before they back up. This is an overvalue of the Impaler camps. The Impaler camps is arguably the weakest camp in the game, despite the buffs that have happened. And so they gave up really any chance of going for a keep and having Dahaka Z in for that. We'll see if that pays off. I don't know. Dahaka obviously had to clean up the katas. There's 4 of them now, as he's taken quite a lot of damage from the catapults. And these catapults, did they change the way the catapults work here? Yeah, they're not launching an AoE. They're actually just launching super quick. Weird. I did not know that change had occurred. Okay then. Well, those catapults are incredibly dangerous to you now. I must not have read that patch note. Anyway, catapult gonna go down. But no one really close to level 20 yet, though we should see it before the next shrine at the rate it's going. Falstad hanging out in the bush here, needs to be careful. A lot of engage potential. Anubrak gonna spot him out. Because of the cocoon, they need to be careful. Falstad gonna walk away here. Looks like we could get a fight in the mid. Nothing really to do on the map right now, so that's always a risky time to see a fight break out. ATC, though, soaking in the top, trying to push this lane out at the moment. Falstad is very far forward, and he doesn't have Mighty Gust. And there's a root, and yeah, that was just a case of bad positioning there. Now the question is, does Lady Ronin get away? And I don't think so. Nope. That's 2 kills. ETC coming down to join this, but Anduin is now isolated. Gonna walk away. Manages to do so, but the keep at the fort in the meantime is shut down by the Syndragosa. And that's just a case where you're not really helping your team when you position up like that. Like, I know you think like you have an escape, but if you don't have Mighty Gust, you're just gonna get engaged on and completely locked down with no chance to escape, is what happened there. The two assassins up pretty far forward in the mid lane. Without a tank with them, ETC wasn't even there. ETC doesn't even go here. No. Now push coming up into this top lane. It's potential to do some damage to core. ETC and Anduin going to clean this up. Dahaka was pushing up in the bot lane, now Hearthing. But this is an Immortal up in the top lane with level 20, and this will end game. I mean, there's no keep in the way. This would be a 18-minute Immortal. This will end the game. So you almost have to fight here. And we're going to see if they can get that fight. The Junkrat trap in a good location. ETC needs a killer Mosh. That's basically their only win condition. Getting rooted right now. Not best start to that engage. ETC moshing into the back line. Hinterland's blast follow-up. Light bomb as well, but Cocoon gonna bail out, although actually Junkrat's still going down. Anduin, though, now getting chased down. Falstad getting isolated. Can he survive? He trades out for Arthas. Meanwhile, Anduin is getting chased by Anub'arak this entire time. Massive shove onto ETC, gonna take him out of the fight. And now we're gonna see a mad dash to try to finish this camp. There's the silence from Stukov. Could be an engage onto it. There's the dunk pinball wizard. Stukov is low. The shrine, though, almost finished. Sylvanas will get it done. So this is a frozen Punisher 18-minute mark, but now they engage onto Sylvanas, looking like they're going to get that kill as well. And if they manage to get these kills, then they have a chance to clean this up. That said, they don't have the best Immortal clear, so I expect that they'll take some permanent damage here. But meanwhile, in this bot lane has gone down due to Dahaka's split push. So it's an opportunity for Do It Right to end this. And I like what they're doing here. They're keeping the Punisher far enough away from the core just to buy time to get some damage down. Hopefully save any permanent damage they can. Falstad is flying to the camp here, going to really prioritize that Impaler camp once again. To do it right, still alive. ATC wisely has not picked a level 20 yet, as you make them think Deathmosh, even if it doesn't end up being Deathmosh. Deathmosh is weakened by the presence of Cocoon. Just because you don't have to kill ETC, you can just Cocoon him and walk away. Finish him up later. We are seeing the second charge for Anduin on his cleanse, which is a wise choice given his level 13. Where's the next shrine going to be? It is bottom, so next shrine being bottom is just a massive, massive advantage for Do It Right. Do It Right now, though, wanting to play aggressive, wanting to look for an opportunity to go for a pickoff. Arthas going to spot this out with the root. Here comes the engaged Junkrat, dropping some big damage over the top. Falstad rooted by the upgraded Syndragosa. Wailing Arrow follow-up is just annihilating in that game. And that's a case of Do It Right. They're sticking in the bush too long. They either need to commit or they need to leave. And they just kind of stuck around in pretty an obvious gank position. Got picked off there with the root, and then given just how much AoE damage there is with the Junkrat, with the Wailing Arrow, with Arthas, it was just Dunsky as soon as the root landed. So, Do It Right had their chances in this series. Both games were actually quite a lot closer than I expected heading in. But that said, Do It Right will not come out on top. It will be Boogan Squad taking the domination victory and grabbing 3 points, potentially able to improve their seeding. So GG's, well played by both teams, but just some mistakes by, I think, Do It Right, that if they cleaned up, they could have won both games. A lot to do with pickoffs. A lot to do with pickoffs, a lot to do with, I think, one individual getting picked off, doing too many kind of hyper-aggressive engages without really the follow-up needed there. With that, we're going to see if we can do a post-game interview, and then we're going to get set up. I have a second match tonight in Division D East. It's going to be Church of Murky versus Team Rectum, I believe. So we'll see if we can do a post-game interview, and we'll be right back. Thank you all for watching. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series, everyone. DB Smiley here. I am joined by Mantis and Tom Peace, the assistant captain and captain, respectively, of Boogan Squad. How you guys feeling after that one?
Feeling pretty good. The game we played last week, we really played miserably. We were really upset with the way we played. We were playing characters and comps that we weren't fully comfortable with yet, and we got our rear ends handed to us. So it was frustrating, and it was good to finally get the 2 wins here, and especially after that first game, because it was one of those things where it was like a here you go again type of thing, and then we make some big plays like we know we can, and we won the game. So it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at that first game. So you mentioned it, Towers of Doom. That was a map that was picked by Do It Right, and they looked strong on it. I believe their biggest lead at the time was something like, I think, 13 points. So they had a 13-point lead. You guys managed to get some kills, managed to start bringing it back, but ultimately you pretty much had to sacrifice Anduin just to be able to keep the game going, killing one sapper to leave 1 HP on core. How do you guys kind of come back from that at that point? What were your focuses there? Was it just try to get the next fight, or just play safe, wait for the next shrines? Like, what are your goals there, I guess?
Yeah, so I don't know if you noticed, but they left that altar up while they were chasing there. And Tommy was just screaming like, get the altar now. So we get that altar. If we don't get that altar, it's over at that point, right?
Correct.
So that was huge. That was key. I think since we got that was all we needed. We were like, we've come back before with 1 on our core before on towers. 1 big team fight solves it.
Yeah.
Sure enough, that last team fight at the end was perfect. That's all we needed.
Yep.
Yeah, and that he's 100% right. We had right after that bummer not stage dove onto the 2 that were already pushing to kind of save them, but then that very last one you're talking about, I think it was Mantis and I that were still the 2 that were alive there, and we knew that was going to end the game, so I just tried to step up. I knew I was going to die, but it was low.
Right, you had to kill it, obviously.
Saved one of them, so which was nice. Yeah, but we knew that once we saved that and we had just 1 left, we had a shot. So and just had to be perfect. We feel really comfortable on that map, and it didn't show because they were doing a good job of kind of keeping us choked in on bot lane and out soaking us. But we're comfortable with it. We can come back. We did.
All right. So map number 2, we saw you guys picked Infernal Shrines. Go with the Arthas Syndragosa. I kind of wanted to pick that talent out, even though neither of you are the person who picked it. Is that something that you like on that map a lot, just to be able to engage with the Punisher, kind of with Reckless Abandon? Or what was the thought process kind of behind the ult selection?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. We knew that they were relatively slow, and we knew that this would make things a little bit easier for us to kind of hop in on them. But yeah, we liked it for that map to help with the Punisher. It's just really good in a lot of different situations, even if you're, trying to just push the forward, or you're pushing with the Punisher, or you're engaging that fight like that very last fight that Michael dropped the Syndragosa on, and it was just devastating to them. So
I think we like it so much because it's just so much more impressive with the Sylvanas, because you can lock down forts with the Syndragosa or with the Black Arrow on the Sylvanas, and it just allows you to fight, put more pressure when you're going down on those core or keeps or the forts.
All right. Well, with that, I think that gives you 3 points. I think that moves you into a tie for second place. Heading into the rest of the season, like what seed are you guys targeting? And then, or is the focus more now on just prepping for playoffs, since you're obviously safely in at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think we don't want to take a time off, and we want to try and get as high up as we can in the division before the playoffs start. But we're definitely gonna have some work to do as far as practicing and figuring out some comps we want to be able to run in the playoffs there. So we're happy to know that we're in it, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, well, thank you guys for coming in. With that, I'm going to take a brief break, so I will be back here in about 20 minutes with the next match. It's going to be between Church of Murky and Team Rectum. Oops. Sorry, one last thing. Forgot to give you guys a chance for shout-outs. I always jump out because usually when I'm doing my sign-off, the other captains feel like they have they're expected to chime in or something, and they're actually expected not to, so I just started leaving the Discord channel there. But I forgot to give you guys a chance for shout-outs, so go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shout out my team, and I'm gonna shout out you, Smiley. Thanks for casting us. We really appreciate it.
Happy to do it.
Yes, sir. I agree with them both.
All right. Well, we're going to take a 20-minute break, so we will see everyone back in just a bit. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.